Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to manage your money for the long term. If you are new to my channel, whack the subscribe button, hit the like, and feel free to leave me a comment or question below. So let's get into this and let's look at how to manage your money for the long term. Now, this is what most people do, and maybe you can relate to this. They make money and they spend money. The more they make, the more they spend. And that is why over 95% of the UK population is in some type of bad debt, or they simply don't have enough money to live on. And if they lost their job or their business, most do not have even 3 weeks worth of money in the bank account. So how do you combat this? How do you go into the 5%, if not the 1% of earners here in the UK? Well, it's all about understanding how to make money, manage money, and also multiply money. And I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing top tips. I personally wasn't born into money. I lived on a rough council estate with my mum. I used to listen to my mum cry herself to sleep every night because she literally at some points couldn't put food on the table. I was always that kid at school that would go in with hand-me-down clothes from the thrift shop or odd socks on and holes in my shoes. And I was bullied at school for not wearing the right clothes. And even from a young age, I had this desire, this drive, this motivation. And I promised myself that one day I was gonna be rich. And hey, making money is not necessarily the hard part. I'm pretty sure listening to this now, you make money, but actually, do you manage it properly and do you know how to multiply it? And for many, many years, I made a lot of money, but the more I made, the more I spent. Fast cars, big houses, fancy watches, first class flights, luxurious holidays. I literally thought it was never ever going to end. And I've learned the hard way, and I don't want you to do the same. So number one is don't focus on salary, focus on your net take home. A lot of people, they say, hey, I'm on 50 grand a year. Hey, I'm on 100 grand a year. I'm on 25 grand a year. But the reality is the government take a big chunk of that, certainly if you're PAYE. In my view, PAYE is the biggest scam in the world. The government get paid first and you get paid last. So let's take, for example, if you're on 20 grand a year, you may be paying in the region of 20% tax. You actually take home in the region of £1,600 there or thereabouts. So that's actually your net salary. And everything you do moving forward, you need to keep that in mind, because you're not on 20 grand, you're not on 30 grand, you're not on 50 grand. So really understand what your net salary is once you've paid your tax and your national insurance. So the second thing to do when it comes to managing your money is follow this. Go and list all of your expenses in the last 3 months. So you can print off your bank statement. You can look at how many payments have come in, how many payments have gone out, and you may find that you've got a lot more payments out than you have coming in. The objective is to have more money in than going out and to have multiple streams of income coming into your bank account. But have a look at all of your expenses. You will be very surprised. That Costa coffee a day, the packet of cigarettes, the Chinese takeaway, the beers down the pub, spending excessively on clothes or handbags or perfume. You will soon discover that you are spending a lot of money on stuff that you want, but not stuff that you need. So make a list of the stuff that you want and the stuff that you need. Okay, this is important. I get it, you might want Sky, but do you need Sky right now? You might be signed up to Netflix and Disney and Sky and Amazon movies. Do you need all of those? You may see that you don't actually need the £60 a month phone contract you have. You know, that might be a want, but is it necessarily a need? And when you have a look and you do this exercise, you can then start to make a much better plan. Almost everyone has no idea actually on what they're spending the money on. And then what you need to do is, rather than spending on the wants, you spend on the needs, and that's going to enable you to have what we call surplus cash. So then you can obviously go and do things with that I'm going to share with you shortly. Now, the next thing you can do on how to manage your money is look at all of the debt that you have. And perhaps you've got overdraft, you've got credit cards, you've got store cards, you've got loans right now. And it's important for you to really understand the level of debt that you may be in. Now, you have something called good debt and also bad debt. I like good debt. Many other multimillionaires have made their millions from utilizing good debt. So you can go and get debt as long as that's an investment into yourself, an investment into your education, an investment into your business, into sales, marketing, into assets. So I leverage money all the time for property deals, for business ventures, for my training, my mentoring, my education. It's what I call good debt, because by utilizing that debt, you're able to put it into something that will continue to pay you, continue to grow. And you can actually borrow money these days very, very cheaply. And then you have what's called bad debt. And because people's salaries are low, and because people don't know how to manage and multiply their money, they make and they spend. The more they make, the more they spend. And in many cases, and maybe you can relate to this, you are spending more than what you are making, hence going into bad debt, store cards, credit cards, loans, overdrafts, just to feed your lifestyle. That is not a smart thing to do. So have a look at all of the debt you have. It can be scary, and maybe some of you right now are not wanting to look at this. You've got your head in the clouds. Well, guess what? It's not going away anytime soon. Also, when you look at your debt, I want you to focus in on the annual percentage rate. So, hey, paying 40 quid a month or £4 a month or 100 quid a month might not sound a lot, but what's your annual percentage rate? And you may find that you are up at 25, if not 30% interest on an annualized basis. Imagine someone saying, hey, lend me 50 grand and I'm gonna pay you 30% a year. Like, you jump at the chance. And that's why these credit card companies and banks and store cards, they make so much money, because they're switched on and they're very, very smart. So what you can do is, once you've had a look at the debt, start paying off the debt that has got the biggest annual percentage rate, and then you can start to work backwards. So the next thing that you need to do is you need to start to budget. Make a list of what your expenses are. Have a daily budget if need be. And for some of you, your daily budget might be, I cannot spend more than £5 a day or £10 a day or £1,000 a day. But understand where you are. You know, people just spend and spend and spend, and I get it, because, hey, it makes you feel good, right? It makes you feel good until you get the debt collector knocking at the door, and then you don't feel good. It's about budgeting. Don't overly spend on things that you don't need. So set yourself budgets, daily, weekly, and monthly budgets, And the next thing you can then do is you can start to invest and save. So start to invest and save. Now, some people, they go, well, yeah, I've only got a tenner left at the end of the month, or I've only got 100 quid. You can start to invest and save and take the advantage of compounding with just £1, £5, £10, £100. It's the principle that works. And once you get a good handle on your money, and then you start to save and invest, there will come a point in your life where you've got assets and investments and savings, so you never have to worry about money ever again. And look, here's the thing. They just don't teach us this at school. We've got to figure it out for ourselves. And hey, luckily you're here in this channel. And by the way, if you're finding this useful, leave me a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel so you can watch more videos on property, business, and wealth. Now, I have something which I use, and I'm going to talk you through this when it comes to saving and investing. This is something that was shown to me, and I'm now going to share this with you. So an example of how you can save and invest. Here we go. So 50% of your income, you will use that for living costs. So if you make £2,000, ideally you want to live on 1,000, 20% you want to save, 20% you want to be investing, and 10% you want to give to charity. I know what you're thinking, I ain't giving no money to charity. Well, hey, this is just a guide, okay? This is just a guide. You might not want to give money to charity and maybe go 25%, 25%. Now, the other thing you might be thinking is, well, that sounds great, Liam, but I only take home £1,000 a month. There's no way that I can live on 500 quid. This is just a guide that I'm sharing with you. If you're in that type of situation, then you need to understand exactly what it's going to cost you to live with your needs, not with your wants, and cut back where you can. My recommendation is that you are really ruthless over these next 1, 2, or 3 years until you get yourself into a better situation, and save and invest as much as you possibly can, even if it's 10%. And I'm pretty sure you can get 10% investing. When you start to become an investor, you start to take advantage of the power of compounding. Compounding is what's called the eighth wonder in the world. Warren Buffett, one of the smartest guys in the planet, he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And investing and managing your money, and the reason people become rich and millionaires is that they invest and compound on a consistent long-term basis. Compounding is making money on the money that you've already made. And let me just share a couple of figures with you. When you invest and you're able to see a 20% return on capital annualized, you will double your money every 4 years. If you can make 25% annualized, you double your money every 3 years. There's no get rich quick here. There's definitely get rich, but it's get rich slow. And it's about being smart, and it's about investing the money. Now imagine if you started to invest just 10% of what you take home a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you would have a lot more money in your bank account, in your investments than what you do now. So the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time, of course, is now. So the quicker that you invest and take advantage of compounding, the better. Number 6, how can you manage your money? Well, look, I've been in sales and negotiation ever since I was pretty much in nappies. I was that kid at school that could get you whatever you wanted. I used to go in with t-shirts and jeans and cigarettes and perfumes. And I've always been really good at negotiating. So this is what I recommend so you can manage your money better. Any given opportunity, negotiate a price, negotiate a contract. If you can save 5% on this contract, 10% on this contract, you get this at a 25% discount. All of these savings is going to give you more surplus cash, which you can not spend on Gucci shoes or cigarettes or Chinese takeaways. You can invest that in your investing pot and look to get 20 to 25% a year compounded. Hey, even at 10% a year, you're gonna be doing a lot better than you are now. So any given situation, negotiate prices down, negotiate contracts and terms, and use the saving as an investment tool. And the other thing that I want to share with you, number 7, is you can, and not a lot of people know you can do this. You might currently have a couple of loans, a couple of credit cards, you're paying your monthly payment, the interest is what it is. You can actually go to your credit card company or to your bank and you can consolidate the loans. So rather than having a number of cards and X number of loans, you can move that into one monthly payment with a better interest rate, better payment terms. It might be better for you to do it over a shorter period. You might be able to extend the period, but I certainly would look at consolidating your loans and your credit cards. Now, just for transparency reasons, I'm not giving any advice here. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a FCA regulated financial advisor. Everything that I'm sharing with you today is just from my own personal experience. And of course, you can do what you want to do with that. You know, I've had multiple businesses. I've made millions, lost millions, made millions again. So I know what I'm talking about. But of course, you've got to go and seek your own financial advice. So one way of doing things is to go and consolidate to help ease on your cash flow. Point number 8, and this is very important, hang out with other successful people. And I make it my mission to hang out with people super successful, people that are much further ahead. I invest tens of thousands of pounds a year in training and mentoring and masterminds and academies and personal development, because when I hang out with people that are further ahead, they will pick you up. They will pick me up. And what you don't know is what you don't know. Most people out there, your closest, your nearest, your dearest, your friends, your family members, they have no idea on how to manage their money. No idea at all. So let's take a quick look. Number 1, don't focus on salary, focus on net salary. Number 2, go and list all of your expenses over the last 3 months and make a list of want and needs. Number 3, look at the debt that you have. Number 4, start to daily budget, weekly, monthly budget. Number 5, save and invest. Number 6, negotiate on every purchase contract where possible. Number 7, look at consolidating loans and cards. And number 8, hang out with successful people doing the things that you want to do. It's a process. There is no get rich quick, but the quicker you start implementing this stuff, the quicker you will move towards success and financial independence and never have to worry about money ever again. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this video. If you have got massive value, hit that like button to help the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you get notifications on new videos that are released every single week. If I can do it, you can do it. And hey, why not? Just watch another video right now. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks very much.